Hello everyone, Merchant here with another look at setting up a Minecraft server, a Bukkit server, and adding really good plugins, hopefully to make your server really unique and special. What we're going to look at now is a really great plugin called Heroes. So all I did here is I googled Heroes Bukkit. You could go to the Bukkit site, look for server mods, and look for Heroes. And what Heroes is it's an RPG plugin. Now, when you say RPG, that covers a lot of different things. A lot of people like an RPG server, and when they say RPG, most of them mean they want a character in there that they play that's going to level up and get new skills as they go up in level with their XP, which Heroes does. It connects with the XP you get in game. Well, actually gets rid of that and gives you XP for everything you kill and everything you do. And you level up and get new skills, and you can pick classes, and you can make all the classes and configure everything yourself. So you download that, and I've already downloaded it. We're going to put it into our plugins. So we've already got our essentials and some other stuff in here. Let's go to downloads. Sorry about the mess here. I've been working on my website with a lot of WordPress stuff. Here's my Heroes zip folder. Okay, I need the jar. And on this one, it also has a folder you want to grab, which I believe contains the skills. So you need that. So paste that in there. Boom. And let's start her up. Okay, we got a problem here. Hold on a second. I may not have the newest craft bucket. So we'll get this dev build. I'm sorry, beta build. One second, guys. My apologies for not being ready here. Should be right there. Where's my craft bucket? Okay. It's still downloading. Interesting. Okay. Show in folder. Come on. Thank you. Computer's being quite slow. Sorry, guys. I might just cut this part out. It's not taking too long, but we got a lot of stuff to cover, so I don't know if I want this in here. Cancel that. Delete that. Maybe I'll just leave this in, because this might help you guys out. If you're having problems, first make sure you got the best craft version. Let's try again. Oh, it depends on Vault. Okay, this is important. Well, this is important. First, I managed to, if you didn't see, I see this right here. It says unknown dependency exception Vault. So we need to have the Vault plugin in order for this to work. It has to do with Vault taking care of certain permission situations. So that's fine. Let me show you how to troubleshoot problems when these things come up, so I'll probably just leave this in the video. And sorry if any of you are feeling impatient about it, you could skip ahead. But you need to download Vault. Sorry, this is why you should also try to carefully read the instructions on each plugin. I skipped that part because I thought I knew what I was doing, but I have not installed Heroes. Actually, I already had Vault on my other server before I put Heroes in, so that's why. And then you're sitting there like, I don't care. Just get on with it. I get nervous doing these videos, and then I don't seem to be able to find things when I'm looking around. Try one more time. This should do it. Yep, everything's starting up. Generating defaults for all this stuff. Okay, before we go into the server and take a look at the commands, as we do usually in the videos here, I am going to close all these windows, and we're going to take a look at what it's just generated here. We want to stop it and take a look at what everything gets created. Let's go through them here. We got our classes, and it starts you off with some basic ones like an admin class, citizen, cleric. You can take a look at, well, we'll take a quick look at these, but I'm going to do another video all about classes because classes are complicated. But some basic information here on where you get your XP from, health per level, all kinds of cool stuff that you can configure. We'll get into that in another video. Let's just take a look at the basic configs. Experience curve. Gosh, let me look this up real quick. I forgot to tell you guys another thing. Heroes has been going through some changes. I don't know exactly what's going on. They only have the 1.25 version here, but if you hit this thing here, it says we aren't inactive, find updates and help here. And then this one says Heroes 1.49 for 131. I think that'll work for the newest version of Bukkit. If not, maybe they've already updated and they just didn't change what it said here. So make sure you have like the best version you can find. Right here we're going to see configuration information, and they don't have everything listed here, but experience curve you can see is set to suggest the experience curve. Higher numbers equal longer ending levels. So if you want level like 40 to 50 to be extremely long, then set that higher. I wouldn't set it too incredibly high though. I think I have mine set to like 2.5. Max XP. Try not to change that too much after you set it. It's gonna change people's levels and stuff. I set mine higher. I think I have mine at like 500,000. I put it at 1 million at first, but that seemed like too much. It was just taking people months to get to level 50, which would be cool if you want like a really long-term server that people really got to grind at. And some people love that stuff. If you don't know grinding, grinding XP. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's move on quickly. Max level to change, master to change from parent to child. Not totally sure on that. Experience loss on death. Again, don't want to set that too high or people will lose all their experience and they'll never level up. But if you set it too low, then they'll never lose any XP when they die, and the game will just be too darn easy. Do you want them to... Oh, hold on. We missed... max party size, party XP bonus, pretty self-explanatory. You can get a bonus for being in a party with other people. If you use this with MMO, which is a really easy RPG plugin you can just put in and pretty much it goes. So if you guys are looking for something much simpler than Heroes to use while you're configuring Heroes or something, MCMMO is a choice that you might make. But using it with Heroes, it's hard to balance. And if you do use it with Heroes, it causes a problem with the Heroes party system. So I decided to remove MCMMO from my server. Okay, we're at party XP bonus. It's not an XP bonus you get for party. Level loss. Do you want them to lose levels when they lose XP? Like they'll lose XP and then they might even lose a level. Mastery loss. Do you want to lose mastery loss when they lose XP? So like if they've gone to level 50 or whatever you set the max level to, and they've mastered that class, do you want them to be able to lose their entire level and go down a level? Okay, spawn checks. Check to see if spawners nearby, whether they're going to get XP or not, I believe is what that does, and then the radius around that. Let's move on quickly because I got a lot to go through on this plugin. XP multiplier for spawner, and then you set that real low so if they're near a spawner they don't get as much XP as they would if they normally fight things, in case they're cheating somehow. This is a hardcore mode if you want to reset on death. If you want everything to reset on death, probably not something anybody wants really. If you guys are totally hardcore, go for it. PvP range, you need to put this to the high level so that everybody can PvP, I believe. Like, so if you got 50 levels, put it to 50. I don't know what dump XP file. It's dump whatever. Swap cost. What do you want it to cost to swap classes once they've already picked one? If you wanted to swap back to an old class, that could be cheaper for them. Profession swap cost can be different than the other one. Old profession swap cost, so it's all in there. A lot of configurations here to make it just the way you want it. Master swap free, so if you've already mastered something, can they swap it freely? I don't like to do that just because, you know, make them pay a little money. You know, you got to use your economy a little bit, and otherwise people are just going to switch to whatever class they've mastered whenever they want, and then they'll probably be really easy for them, and they'll have every skill they ever want whenever they want. Reset XP on change. You probably want to set that to false because well, your players are going to get real mad if you don't let them know, you know, specifically, and really let them know, hey, if you change your class, you're going to lose all your XP from that class that you switched from. But if you don't set it to true, then they can switch back and forth and have whatever level they had before. Reset master on change. Again, you probably don't want that on true because then they'll lose their master if they change to something else. He's added some new ones, I think. Reset profession on primary change. So you got a primary class and then a secondary class which is called your profession. We'll get into that more when I talk about classes a little more in depth. So it looks like that means that if you reset your profession, your main profession, that you lose everything on your... Yeah, if you reset your primary, that you lose your profession stuff. Again, that'll make more sense when you understand primary and secondary classes later on. Lock till mastery. If you want to make sure they lock into the class until they reach level 50, you can do that. Lock at max level, so if they reach level 50 or whatever your max level is, that they cannot change their class. Storage type. You want it YML. I think you can change it to MySQL. Economy. Use the cost system up there. True or false. Debug. Enchant XP multiply. Let's see. Cost spell for enchants. Not totally sure on that. Something to do with what it costs to do enchants, because heroes will take over your enchanting. It takes over a lot of stuff, including like whether you can tame animals. They'll have to have a skill for that. So you really need to configure this real nice before you stick it in your server to go live. Global cooldown. This is cooldown before they can use another skill. I probably actually should set this higher. Well, actually it depends. Because you set this high, it's going to be for every single skill, I gather. Which means that, you know, you might want some skills to be quick, like do a fireball like a bunch of times in a row, but then when they run out of mana, which we'll set up for how mana works and all that when we get into skills later on. Yeah, let's move on. Sorry. So much to cover here. I'm losing my voice as usual. I gotta quit smoking. And I've lost track of where I am. I wish this thing was set up a little easier. I can't read this that well. Okay. Global cooldown is reward. Block tracking duration. So, something about not getting XP depending on where the block is. I don't know about tracking. I'm not sure. Max track blocks again. Don't know for sure. Food heal percentage. I guess total. I guess you get health regen from food. Slow while casting. Yeah. Do you want players to heal in beds? Probably it's true. Although, you know, most players on big live servers that are on all the time aren't going to sleep at all because it's not going to pass time. And they'll heal in towns and stuff if you have towns set up that heal people in those areas. Or, I believe you can do it with World Guard as well. We'll get into World Guard and other plugins later on. I'm going to do a thing on each of those. So, mana. Time in seconds between mana ticks. Percentage, and of course ticks. We talked about ticks before. There's 20 ticks per second on your server if your server's running well. And then that says, you know, the time in seconds between regen. So regenning your mana in ticks, basically. If that makes sense. Percentage regenerated each tick. So how much mana do they regen per tick or per interval? Not so sure. But tweak those, keep the levels kind of low until you're sure what you're up to. Unless you're trying for really, really high mana levels and really, really high hit point levels. I haven't done that. I haven't gone crazy. I've given people like maybe like up to like 100 hit points and like 150 mana. I might go higher with some advanced classes later and see how it goes. Hats. I don't even know if hats work. That's, you know, putting a block on your head to look like a hat. And you can disable certain worlds here by putting the world names in. Whew, we're finally done with that first config, if that's everything on it, and there's a lot of stuff. Okay. I think that covers everything. In fact, I may even cover some things that aren't in here right now that he might be implementing later. Alright, let's move on to damages before I totally go crazy here. This video is going to get too long. Creature health. This is going to set the health for individual creatures. Okay, so if you want your pig zombies to be more powerful, give them 30 health. Okay, pretty simple. Damage. How much damage does a creature do? And that's 49 for creeper. It's how much damage it does when it explodes, which is pretty high at first, but when people level up and get more and more hit points, that won't kill them. And you probably want to kill them at first just to make sure people die once in a while. Item damage. You can specifically set each item damage right here. So air, I guess, would be fists. I believe air represents your hands. So you could set that to like 10 if you wanted everybody to do 10 damage with your hands. And then you could set each individual thing, like you could say, I believe it would be iron something, like iron sword or whatever. But when it comes up red like that, you gotta come back over and get it to look good. But those are tricky. You may not want to fiddle with any of that stuff for a little bit, and we'll try to talk about it more later on. Environmental damages. So yeah, this is like, you know, fall damage, lava damage. You can change all this if you want to. Again, that's for experts. Even I don't tamper with most of this. I probably should at some point, but and again, if I want to make mine totally unique and just go crazy with it. This is the experience you get for different things you do. So let's say you go fishing, you get 5 XP. If you have the character, if you have that particular class set to gain XP from the different thing you set here. Sounds like my dog's about to start barking. I hope if he does, I'm really sorry, guys. XP for killing each mob. Pretty simple. Mining XPs. Logging, crafting. Okay. Simple. Change all those if you want. Permission skills. This is a little more complicated. I will do a separate video on this, explaining this. This is quite complex, and we can get into it, but it's something that most people are probably not going to deal with. Recipes. You can choose what level each individual person can unlock certain recipes. This again is for total experts. I haven't gotten into it yet. It's actually kind of a newer, I think it's a newer feature of Heroes. It wasn't in there, I don't think, when I first got Heroes, or I never looked at it or didn't realize that it included like a level. So if you said level 10, they couldn't do any of these swords until level 10. And then you could place it out where, like, at some level they could get leather weapons or leather armor and wooden weapons, and then in another level they get iron and whatever. So that, you know, that could be really cool for your server, but complicated to do. Skill YML is going to it's going to show all the skills. It's going to place in here with the different amounts and stuff. We'll do a video all on this. I need to actually learn some more of this stuff so that I can set each of these individually. But basically they're here, and you know, you can fiddle around with the numbers, but it's always good to have backups in case you make mistakes. You can always get the original and start a new version just to reload all the default stuff so you can get the default numbers if you lose them. And we're done with the interior stuff on Heroes. I guess we'll do some quick command. We're going to just quickly look at some command setups. So let's start a server up. Video's running long. I need to stop pretty soon. But I will show you just how to get it going. Well, not how to get it going, but like what some of it looks like. It should have me on one of the default classes, hopefully. Excuse me. Okay, we're logging in. Yes, you can see it says I gained herbalism, woodcutting. I gained all these things because Heroes is working, and it's given me a bunch of skills. So let's do /hero. Yeah, hero paths, hero specs, hero choose, hero profession, which you can just put prof, P-R-O-F. Hero level, toggle, skills, bind, hero armor. I am going to explain all of these thoroughly in a player-specific hero plugin profile, most likely. So I'm not going to go too much into those. I just wanted to show you that it is working here. Show you that there are a bunch of commands you can check out. And let's see what skills we have. Got a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Let me see if I have fireball. I might have all skills. I think I do. Yeah, okay, now let's try this. We do bind fireball, and that binds the fireball to the sword that I got here. And now I can just throw fireballs with my sword. So, really cool. And that's Heroes, guys. And throw it in your server. Have fun with it. Next time we're going to do a really fun video where we're going to talk about classes, and we're going to specifically set up this server to have classes for a theme that we're going to start working on, which is going to make these tutorial videos a little more fun because we'll have this theme to kind of have a little fun with. So I'll see you next time.